My name is Marcus Ray. I have gone down a rabbit hole for most of my life, since basically 23 years old, that I am the second coming of Christ. And I've had a lot of major successes in my time. I've been a voice for truth and reason and exposing the fraud that this world is. And basically, at one point in my life, I just decided that the only thing worth trying to strive for is becoming the King of Kings. And when I read the Bible, it sounds like a challenge. And it says, who's going to do it? And so I try to imagine a world where I become so powerful that President Donald Trump means nothing because I said something. And my rule is over everybody's. And it's just because the people, they flock to one person. And they say, this is our guy. This world sucks so bad. We need a guy. This is our guy. And I always thought that the next thing I did was the thing that was going to get me there. Like it was just going to somehow magically take off and be perfect. And so I put everything I had into everything I did when I was doing something I felt was important. And now I'm beginning to realize that in order to do this, I have to really do something incredible. Not just for me, but for everybody else. And so for the better part of 7 years, I have been day trading on the S&P 500. Futures options, sometimes individual stocks when it was a retail movement and we were going to force a squeeze. But most of the time, just trading the S&P 500 with the idea that if I can make 5% a day, then in 2 years or less, I could have $100 million. That's how compounding interest works. And I've been studying the markets, and I'm here to tell you that the market moves in repeatable patterns. And 5% a day is a real possibility. I got a small investment given to me to where I get to prove out this strategy in the meantime. And so I'm going to trade and I'm going to do what I know works. And then eventually, after I've done it a long enough period of time and I've made enough money, I'm going to be able to put it into an algorithm. And I'm going to create a platform where people can trade off my algorithm. I'm going to let it go for free. And just whoever's smart enough to see what I'm doing and why it works, like they'll just make money like they never believed, and they'll probably risk more than 5% a day. Or make more than 5% a day. But depending on the pattern, sometimes you risk more than 5% too. Some of the patterns are just so perfect. And you know exactly, because it did this, it's going to do this. And some of those it's going to do this are huge movements that just there's no reason you wouldn't capture all of it. And so I don't expect anyone to necessarily believe me yet. If you really knew me and you really knew my story, like you know that if anyone did it, it was me. And I'm interested to see whether it's 3 months from now or 6 months from now, if I can get something up and running, how many people join in and just take part of the profits. Knowing that this is more than about just money. This is about the power of the world. It's about good people taking it back. And it all starts with one man to lead the way. And that sounds like a perfect biblical story. to change this world. My story. So, I'm excited, a little bit nervous, a little bit bored. Life is hard to be excited about recently. And I spend a lot of time doing absolutely nothing. Just in patience mode, waiting for something to feel right. And this opportunity presents itself, and I don't think I'm going to let it down. I'm the only real person in the entire world, really. I'm the only one that's willing to die for you. Like, I'm giving up my life trying to make this happen. Just feels like it's going to happen. It's been a rough journey, though. So hopefully it comes quicker than not. That's what I'm up to. I wonder if there's anyone else trying to change the world. And if I did, gather this money and gather these people who are making money and understanding that I'm the only one that they can trust to lead them. Then the movement begins. And as soon as I hit 10,000, like the Bible says, He comes with 10,000 saints. So as soon as I hit 10,000 people, 10,000 followers, then we win. I mean, it's the start of the last great war. And I'm here for it, people. I don't think they'll kill me. They put all these headlines of people dying and whatnot, but I don't think they'll kill me. I'm protected. I've atoned for my sins. So the idea with the stock market, I'm going to go ahead and give it away now. And like, if you just follow me on this, you'll understand how easy it is to produce. And you'd understand how successful it should be. And so the theory is this. The market moves in patterns to make people lose money. And it can be up or down, and there's, let's just say, a dozen different type of up trading days and a dozen different type of down trading days. And sometimes it's up and down, and the patterns tell it. And the idea is this: if you see a pattern, the market moves in a certain way, and it has to move in another way to match the pattern. Every movement's a pattern movement. Like every S&P 500 day, the trading day has been planned before the market opened. It has nothing to do with buying and selling. They've already mapped out where they're buying and selling and moving the price in a certain manner that was designed and formulated. And so the point is that if one day does this, there's, in the last 10 years, adjusted for price, there is probably a dozen different trading days that look just like that one so far. So let's say you're 1 hour into the trading day, the price has moved in a certain way in that 1 hour. Sometimes it's $40, sometimes it's $5. And it's usually at least 10 to begin with, if we're just talking about the S&P 500. And the point is that when it's done that, you can go find another day that did the exact same thing and then look at how it reacted. Some pattern days will mirror and don't perfectly match other pattern days, and they can mirror in between two different patterns of an up and a down. But the algorithm would tell you when your pattern matches both an up and a down, and that's when you wouldn't trade it. You would wait for all the patterns to align where every day it's done this, it always did this. And those patterns exist. I'd like to say every day there's at least one pattern. It all depends on how small you can locate it to. But I'm talking about one good pattern where 5% a day is nothing. And so if you were to do this, you just go buy the data for the S&P 500 tick movement for the last 20 years. You get someone to adjust the price to where you're basing the day off a change in percent over time. And you're just trying to locate the days that match closest to the day that's happening right now so far. And then you're waiting till the alerts of the closest matching days all say the same thing. And then you bet on it. And you win. And the whole stock market is just betting up or down. And when you trade futures, like, it's quick, it's easy. If all the data is telling you it's a good time to do it, and you do it, you feel good about it, like, it's just a click of a button. It'd be way easier if I had the algorithm to start now, but unfortunately I do not. And so I'm going to have to prove myself by hand trading it. And I believe I've seen enough to where I can manually produce my way to millions of dollars just at the click of a button. I'm pretty sure this is how I changed the world. And expose it for being just a giant piece of garbage where everyone lied to us about everything. Because if I can prove how to make money on the stock market, that means the stock market's not unnatural. Like, the trading days would look different if the stock market was unnatural. The patterns wouldn't be so perfect if the stock market was unnatural. Like, the stock market should produce patterns that break 50% of the time the other direction, because that time people decide to sell more and buy. But it doesn't do that. Somebody's creating a pattern the day before, and they're releasing it onto the world. Except it's so simple. The patterns are so perfect that it's not a person doing it. It's a computer doing it. And it's set on fucking simple mode. They can make it hard, but it's set on simple mode. And all you got to do is go buy the data and find the days where, because the price action did this in this amount of time, it's gonna do this. And wait for the alerts to be perfect. And they'll be perfect often. And you make lots of money every trade. Every trade, you're adding multiple percents to your account value whether it's 1% or whether it's 15%. And as soon as you lock in the trade, you either lose the trade or you go and you start winning. And the pattern will tell you if it's going to be a runner or if it's something that you want to take early profits on. Man, there's a lot of times in my life where if I was at a certain point when I realized all this, like I could get this whole thing done pretty quickly by hiring somebody to synthesize my data. It'd be nice if someone out there was listening that could do it themselves. It's not that complex if you've been to school. I don't think the data would cost too much either. S&P 500 tick data, so either SPY, SPX, or the ES futures. You just go buy the tick data every day the last 20 years. And then you hook up a formula that analyzes charts and patterns for that day and all of its closest matching days, and look at how many of the days it triggers alerts and look at how profitable they are from, like, you can run the simulation on 12 days of data and start one day at a time, and you can see how you would have done each day trading off those alerts. Man, an algorithm's going to be sweet when I get this done. It'll make for the greatest YouTube video of all time. Alright, well, I'm trying to make this important. I'm trying to make this matter. Take this opportunity as serious as I possibly can. Try to take life serious one more time. I've become so disillusioned with life. I just don't know how to live anymore. But this is my opportunity to fix it. Square the ship. Free the world. Like, there should be a freaking Vegas bets right now that's got odds against this happening on the poly markets. At what point, if I make 100% in the next, by December, so I go from 2,500 to 5,000 by December, does that prove I know something? Or do I got to go from 5,000 to 10,000 and then 10,000 to 20,000? And every month be doubling my money, projecting to make millions of dollars in the first year? That could be the other option. It's going to make for a bomb-ass YouTube video, actually. And then once I have the simulation, I'll just put it online for free. I'll just create a website where it releases everything for free all at once, and you're getting the same thing I'm getting, and it's just a little machine that just spits out when to buy and when to sell. And people just log on to that website and they see all the data. They see the charts. They can browse through it. They can back test it as much as they like, as many days as they like in the 20 years of data that I have. That's going to be sweet, people. It's going to be game changing. Change the world. It's the only thing big enough. It's the last gold rush. There's nothing, like, I don't think they're going to stop it. We're just going to make money. And they're just going to watch it happen. I don't know. Only one way to find out.